What was calling to Baylan at the end of Ahsoka Episode 8? Welcome back to the channel. This is Will with Padawan Pops, and today we are going to be discussing what might have been calling out to Baylan in the Ahsoka finale. Baylan Skoll is probably one of the most interesting aspects of the entire Ahsoka series. Every time he was on camera, he just left me wanting more and more and more, but we didn't really know what he was after until later in the season. So we hear him talking to Shin around episode maybe 5 or 6 once they're on Peridia, and he is saying there's something calling to him out there. And so that just sent the fandom in all sorts of different directions on what could be calling out to Baylan. But in episode 8, we actually get a little bit more clear of a picture about where Star Wars is going with this moving forward. In the Ahsoka finale, once we're wrapping everybody's story up for this next chapter, we see Baylan walking on Peridia, and he's on this mountainside, and he's walking past these sculptures carved into the mountain, and it turns out as the camera pans away that he is actually on a sculpture of the Mortis gods. He's standing on the father, and we see the son off to the side, and then on the other side we see the silhouette of the daughter, although the head has been knocked off of it. He's also looking out, and we see this fortress with a light shining out of it, which is really a callback to the Clone Wars when Anakin is on Mortis, and he sees this light out in the distance, which is where he goes and he finds these Mortis gods. So if you're unaware, these Mortis gods are from the Mortis arc in the Clone Wars. We have the father, son, and the daughter, and they're really these celestial beings that are a big picture representation of the Force. We have balance, we have the light in the daughter, and we have the darkness in the son, the father being the balance. Now, in Legends, there is actually another celestial being that kind of ties into all this, and that is Abeloth. Now, I personally am not an expert on the expanded universe or Legends lore, but I do understand that Abeloth kind of is along the same lines and is affiliated with these Mortis gods, but Abeloth apparently turns bad to some degree and has to be locked away and is sent away. So maybe Peridia is serving as this planet for Abeloth, and maybe it is Abeloth that is locked away in this fortress that Baylan sees, and it could be Abeloth that is calling to Baylan. From what I understand, in Legends, Abeloth does call out to someone to come let her out of her imprisonment, and there apparently has to be a time ripple or some kind of disturbance with the timeline of things for this to even be possible. Now, as we know, the world between worlds is not time travel, but I do believe it would probably qualify as a ripple in time, if you will. We saw Ahsoka in the world between worlds with Anakin in episodes 4 and 5. So that could be the thing that maybe is setting off all of these things into motion to Abeloth calling to Baylan. Now again, I am not the expert on Abeloth or the expanded universe, but this will serve as a shameless plug for the Force with Friends podcast, which you can catch on my channel Friday morning. It usually drops at 9 a.m. My friend Kevin, who hosts with me, he is a buff when it comes to Star Wars Legends lore, and so he is going to give a half-hour rundown on what Abeloth is and what it could mean for Star Wars moving forward if it is Abeloth that is calling out to Baylan. So thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I post Star Wars content daily and would love to share that with you. As always, may the Force be with you.